Now, there are some legislation that is, there are some cases that are pending, and we're probably going to have to see where those cases end up before we can actually implement an ordinance in this city without creating some drama and some other issues. But the discussion is a good issue. This is a good thing to discuss. These are our kids. These are our parents. These are our schools. And we may not be able to regulate the schools, but we may have to look at this in a different way, because the state is now treating our children like they are creatures of the state, where they get to keep secrets from parents. That's just unacceptable from this man. That's not the way we raise our families. That's not the way any of us. A family government is above civil government, and now they're usurping that through state legislation. There's going to be a lot of conflict on this. This isn't over by any means. It's just going to continue on, and we need to have this conversation. It needs to be a civil conversation and not about promoting special interests and what certain people want and what certain people feel. It needs to be what we need as a civil society to agree on, which used to be real simple. Not that simple anymore. So we're just trying to navigate this minefield to protect the citizens and the children and the parents in our city. Now, this thing may not be able to go forward in its current form, but it's going to go forward in some form, I'll guarantee you that. And we're going to find a way to put this through. But we have to start thinking about this differently. When you send your kids to school, you give away your parental rights now. They have more rights than you do. So you need to consider taking your kids out of school. You need to consider homeschool. You need to consider other alternatives, because they have the power right now, and they're winning. And unless you change that, you may have to change where you send your kids to school. We can't go and tell the school system what to do, and we can't change this or add clarity to this law that makes everything about what somebody feels or what somebody believes. This is, I said in the last meeting, it's more about Gnosticism, what somebody thinks they know better. And we heard a lot of that tonight, where people are saying you need to get educated and you're dumb, and that's just nonsense. We're all educated, we're all adults, we're having a conversation here, and when people come in and they're arrogant and they try to say that they're smarter than someone else, that's not a conversation. That's just conceited arrogance. We're trying to have a conversation about how we protect the parental rights in our city. This conversation is happening in cities throughout the state. It's going to be litigated, maybe for a long time, until that is settled. We may not be able to put the teeth in this that we'd like to put into it at this point because of the threats, and some of the threats came from this audience. I saw a lot of strange things in the last couple of meetings, and that is something that really, it bothers me, because you have a vocal minority of triggered people that are trying to push that ideology on everyone else. And I'll say this to you. This is very simple. Just because I don't want to participate in your psychosis, it doesn't mean I'm a bigot or I'm being aggressive. It doesn't mean that. I'm just trying to do what's right for all the kids and the parents in this city.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Councilman Beltran, do you have any comments?